stop explaining your life to people who have already decided not to understand you. Every time you beg someone to see your intention, approve your choices, or respect your direction, you quietly hand them power they never earned. And the harsh truth is this: people who respect you do not need endless explanations, and people who are committed to judging you will not be convinced by them. The Stoics understood something most people learn too late. Peace begins when you stop treating your life like a court case. You do not owe everyone access to your reasons. You change your career. You ended a friendship. You stopped replying. You chose a quieter life. You start again in a new city, a new job, a new relationship, or a new mindset. That is your business. Mature people may ask with respect. Immature people demand explanations so they can argue with your boundaries. Learn the difference. The first lesson is simple. Your actions are your explanation. If you are building discipline, let consistency speak. If you are healing, let your calm speak. If you are growing, let your results speak. Words can be twisted, but repeated action becomes difficult to deny. The person who constantly explains is usually trying to be accepted. The person who is truly grounded has nothing to prove to crowd. The second lesson is that overexplaining invites disrespect. When you give too many reasons, people start negotiating with your decision. You say, "I cannot come," and they ask why. You give one reason, they challenge it. You give another, they weaken it. Suddenly your boundary becomes a debate. A Stoic does not build walls with anger. He builds them with clarity. No is not rude. No is complete. The third lesson is to stop defending your silence. Not every message deserves a reply. Not every accusation deserves your energy. Not every misunderstanding requires a public correction. In the modern world, especially in places where reputation, work, family, and social pressure are all connected, people feel forced to respond immediately. But urgency is often a trap. Silence gives you time. Time gives you judgment. Judgment protects your peace. The fourth lesson is that being misunderstood is not always a problem. Sometimes it is protection. When people underestimate you, they reveal themselves. When they misread your calm as weakness, they expose their own impatience. When they mistake your silence or fear, they show how little they understand power. Do not rush to correct every false image of you. Some people deserve the version of you they created. The fifth lesson is to stop explaining your ambition to people who have no ambition of their own. If someone has never built anything difficult, they will not understand why you are tired. If someone has never sacrificed comfort for growth, they will call your discipline obsession. If someone has never taken a real risk, they will call your courage unrealistic. Do not shrink your vision so it fits inside someone else's small thinking. The sixth lesson is emotional independence. When you need everyone to agree with you, you are not free. When one criticism ruins your day, you are not free. When one person's opinion makes you doubt your entire path, you are not free. The Stoic path is not about becoming heartless. It is about becoming stable. You listen, you reflect, you correct what is true, and you release what is noise. The seventh lesson is to protect your private life. Everyone does not need to know your plans, your pain, your income, your relationship problems, your next move, or your inner battles. The more you reveal to the wrong people, the more material they have to distract you. Privacy is not secrecy. Privacy is self-respect. A seed grows underground before anyone sees a tree. The eighth lesson is to stop explaining your past. Yes, you made mistakes. Yes, you trusted the wrong people. Yes, you wasted time. But your past is a teacher, not a prison sentence. People who keep dragging you back to who you were are usually uncomfortable with who you are becoming. Let them hold the old version. You are not required to live there with them. The ninth lesson is to speak with precision. Do not talk to fill space. Do not explain to reduce tension. Do not confess everything just because the silence feels uncomfortable. Before speaking, ask yourself, will this create clarity or create another argument? Will this protect my peace or feed someone's need for control? A few calm words carry more authority than a desperate flood of explanation. The 10th lesson is the most important. Choose self-respect over approval. Approval feels good for a moment, but self-respect stays with you when the room is empty. You can be liked and still be weak. You can be understood and still be lost. But when you respect yourself, You stop bargaining with people who only value you when you obey them. So stop explaining your life. Stop auditioning for acceptance. Stop giving courtroom speeches to people who only came to judge the verdict. Walk calmly. Decide clearly. Speak only when your words serve your purpose. Let your discipline, your peace, your boundaries, and your growth become the evidence. Because the day you stop begging to be understood is the day you finally begin to own yourself.